magic anime TV shows are one of the most watched anime subgenres. The reason for such success is that the anime theme type consists of epic scenarios, legendary beasts, unique superpowers, and usually take place in a fantasy world where mages, witches, and sorcerers follow their given mission and try giving their best to make it come true. Today, Bakabuzz compiles for you a list of top 10 best magic anime where the main character is hated by everyone at first. So without further ado, here we go. Coming in at number 10, we've got the Ancient Magus Bride. Let's kick off our best magic anime list with this amazing Japanese TV show that depicts the story of Chise Hattori, a 15-year-old Japanese girl sold for £5 million at an auction to a tall masked gentleman. Abandoned by her peers for her unconventional behavior, she wants to give herself to any buyer for a living. On her way to an unknown fate, she hears whispers from a man. This mysterious man leads the girl to a study where he reveals himself to be Elias Ainsworth. After a confrontation and a teleportation magic, the two open their eyes to Elias, greeted by fairies and surrounded by weird and wonderful beings upon their arrival. These events mark the beginning of Chise's story as the apprentice of the Ancient Magus. Next up, coming in at number 9, we've got Demon King Daimao. Ichiban Ushiro no Daimao is a good magic anime with an OP MC that you'll absolutely love. This series revolves around Akuto, who dreams of changing the world for good. Everything starts off as Akuto-sai transfers to a constant magic academy where he befriends a virtuous ninja clan member, Junko Hattori. On the way to the academy, they vow to make a world a better place together. However, the situation suddenly takes a turn for the worse upon his arrival. It is prophesied that he will become the Demon King. As word of his destiny spreads, the school begins to fear him, and Junko's trust for him falters. While Akuto is determined not to let his predicted future control his fate, it seems as though everything he says and does only serves to reinforce the fact that he is destined to become the Demon King. Moreover, he is surrounded by a harem of beautiful girls who each have their own plans for him, ranging from bringing him to justice or to simply shower him with love. With his newly awakened powers, Akuto must cope with his constantly growing list of misfortune and fight to prove that his fate is not set in stone. Mysterious 8-Ball, will the next anime be a banger? Why, certainly. Oh, that's crazy. Coming at number 8, we've got Kaze no Stigma. Looking for an anime with magic? Well, Kaze no Stigma is the perfect anime to pick. This magical anime story follows an OP MC, Kazuma Yagami, a user of Fujutsu, the ability to control the wind. He returns to his old home, the noble Kanagi household, after being banished 4 years ago for his inability to control his fire and his subsequent defeat in a duel at the hands of his younger cousin, Aya no Kanagi. Returning after such brutal exile already gives rise to many conflicts, but to make matters worse, several Kanagi family members have recently been murdered with the Fujutsu. This leads the Kanagi family, including the hot-headed Ayano, to suspect Kazuma as the culprit. Now Kazuma must not only clear his name, also aid the family as he shares a mutual hatred with, in order to discover the true identity of the real killer. I want to save the world. Oh! I had no idea we was recording. Oh, that's crazy. Shoot. Well, y'all already know what's coming up next then. Inuyasha, coming in at number 7. Here is a classic romance magic anime series that follows Kagami Higurashi, a girl whose normal life ends when the demon drags her into a cursed well on the grounds of her family's shrine. Instead of hitting the bottom of the well, Kagami ends up 500 years in the past. That's crazy. The demon's true target is a wish-granting jewel called the Shikon Jewel. Reborn inside of Kagami after a battle with the demon accidentally causes the sacred jewel to shatter. As a result, Kagami enlists the help of Inuyasha to help her collect the shards and prevent them from falling into the wrong hands. Joining Kagami and Inuyasha on their quest are the Fox Shippo, the Monk Miroku, and the Demon Slayer Sango. Together they must work to find the power-granting shards spread across the feudal Japan and deal with the threats that arise. Number 6, we've got The Familiar of Zero. The story of this Japanese animated series showcases Louise Francois Leblanc de la Valliere, who is an egoist mage in the world of wands, cloaks, and royalty. Although she studies at Tristane Academy, a prestigious school For the magicians, she has a major problem. Louise is unable to cast magic properly, earning her the nickname of Louise the Zero from her classmates. When the first year students start performing a summoning ritual, Louise's summoning results in a catastrophic explosion. Everyone deems this to be yet another failure, but when the smoke clears, Saito Hiraga appears. Now Louise's familiar, Saito, is like a slave, whose work is to clean off her clothes and eat off the ground. That sounds pretty weird. But when an unfamiliar brand appears on Saito's hand from the summoning ritual, mages say it's the mark of the powerful familiar Gandalf. Zero no Tsukaima manga and anime follows Saito as he comes to terms with his new life, and as Louise proves that there is more to her than her nickname suggests. Break the walls down, hey, break down. Wait, we not talking about Chris Jericho? Oh yeah, that's crazy. Coming in at number 5, we got Codebreaker. Well, this anime and manga series depicts the story of Sakura Koeiji Sakura. While riding the bus one day, she looks out the window to see a teenage boy burn people alive. His name is Ugami, and he is the Codebreaker, one who does not exist. He is seemingly cold-blooded killer who follows the principle of an eye for an eye, or to use evil against evil. Sakura will then focus on trying to stop the supernatural assassins from killing morally corrupt people. Yes sir, one of my favorite animes to this day. We've got Blue Exorcist coming in at number 4. Blue Exorcist is one of the best magic anime series of all time, and I'm not being biased here whatsoever, it's facts. This story depicts humans and demons who are on two sides of the same coin, as are Asya and Gaena, their respective worlds. The only way to travel between the realms is by the means of possession, like in ghost stories. However, Satan cannot find a suitable host to possess, therefore remains imprisoned in his world. Attempting to conquer Asya, he sends his son to grow into a vessel capable of possession by the Demon King. Ao no Exorcist manga and anime series follows Rin Okumura, who appears to be an ordinary, somewhat troublesome teenager. His world turns upside down when he discovers he is the son of Satan and that his father wishes for him to return so that they can conquer Asaya together. Hence, Rin decides to begin training to become an exorcist so that he can fight to defend Asaya alongside his brother. Number 3, we've got Black Clover. Black Clover is one of the best new long-running anime TV shows. This shonen magic series follows Asta and Yuno grow up together as children. They came to know the Wizard King, a title given to the strongest mage in the kingdom, so that they would compete against each other for the position of the next Wizard King. However, as they grew up, the stark difference between them became evident. While Yuno was able to wield magic with an amazing power and control, Asta cannot use magic at all and desperately tries to awaken his powers by training physically. When they reach the age of 15, Yuno receives a spectacular grimoire with a 4-leaf clover, while Asta receives nothing. However, Asta receives a 5-leaf clover grimoire, a black clover, giving him enough power to defeat Lebuzi. A few days later, the two friends head out into the world, both seeking the same goal, to become the Wizard King. Bow, bow, bow. Coming in at number 2, we've got Yoju Senkai. Tanya Deirdrecraft is a young soldier infamous for her predatorial-like ruthlessness and an uncanny tactical aptitude, earning her the nickname of the Devil of the Rhine. Underneath her innocuous appearance lies the soul of a man who challenged Being X, the self-proclaimed god, to a battle of wits. As a result, he turns into a little girl and gets transported to a world of magical warfare. Hell-bent on defiance, Tanya resolves to ascend the ranks of her country's military as it slowly plunges into a world of war, with only Being X proving to be the strongest obstacle and recreating the peaceful life she once knew. But her perceptive actions and combat initiative have an unintended side effect. It is propelling the mighty empire into becoming one of the most powerful nations in mankind's history. And finally, at number 1, we've got the rising of the shield hero. Tateyusha no Nariagi is one of the best magic anime of 2019. This TV series depicts the stories of our old tale of 4 otherworldly heroes, the kingdom of Melaramark. summons these legendary figures in modern day Japan. The call is answered, and the unwitting heroes are transported to this fantasy universe, thrust into Mellomark, and given the title of Shield Hero. Otaku Nafumi Iwatani is labeled the weakest due to his lack of offensive capability and apparent inexperience. When the heroes part ways to start their journeys, he only has one willing companion, the beautiful Princess Melty Mellomark. However, she soon betrays him, steals all of his money, and accuses him of taking advantage of her for his crimes that he never did. Naofumi made an outcast of society. Hence, with hatred filling his heart, he sets out alone, vowing vengeance against those who ever wronged him. And this just goes to show you guys that pretty girls ain't. And that's gonna wrap it up for our list of best magic anime where the MC is hated at first by everyone. This has been Wexy TSG, and yet again I am thankful for Bakubuzz having me on this channel for you guys and bringing more content. Make sure you guys give me a subscribe at Wexy TSG. My link will be in the description of this video, so make sure you check it. That's VOEXI TSG.